Hey, welcome to Soda Chad's Beer Reviews. Normally I save the big deal beers for like the 100th multiple episode of the show. This is episode I think 1758, such a random episode, but we're going big tonight with a classic from Goose Island, Bourbon County brand, and Biscotti Stout. Stout aged in bourbon barrels with cocoa nibs, toasted almonds, anise seed, and natural flavor. This is from 2022. And if you look at the bottom, you see the bottling date, August of that year. 14.3 ABV. So, yeah, it's pretty big. All right, so I poured it into the fancy stemmed glass. And not surprisingly, it just looks thick coming out of the bottle. It's just spent motor oil. Actually, it does have like a slight kind of purple note to it. But otherwise, it's just black. It is clear, though. Like I didn't see any sediment or anything in there. And obviously, the head just fizzled away. You can actually see the alcohol legs sticking to the side of the glass. Okay. This one's very fruity. In fact, it reminds me of the 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓲𝓸𝓷 Russian stout, or well, now they just call it Imperial Stout. Yeah, I get a lot of black licorice on this one. It's funny, I was just chatting with Rich from End of the Day Beer Reviews, and he said he didn't like this one. He said it just like was way too much licorice, and yeah, that's definitely what I smell. It's not literally licorice, it's anise seed, which is, very similar, but I would definitely call this one very fruity. So definitely the chocolate syrup. But, like these are all common aromas that you tend to get, and no matter if it's standard or, a variant. But, yeah, the alcohol's there. It's clean, it's not burning my nose. But I would say this doesn't smell, like they call this biscotti, so like I thought it was going to like taste literally or smell like biscotti. Will it taste like it? Let's find out. Cheers. Wow. Burns a little. I'm surprised. This is a 2.5-year-old bottle. But I don't know in what conditions it was kept. It's probably on just a store shelf at room temperature for all that time. It wasn't in somebody's fridge. So yeah, handling may vary, As for the actual taste of the beer, yeah, it's pretty good. Like I said on the nose, it's very fruity. Actually, like right up front, I get like a nice kind of fudgy, chocolatey flavor. And then it's followed by the, anise seed, kind of like a black licorice note. And then just kind of like a general dark fruit melange. Again, reminds me a lot of that 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓲𝓸𝓷 Imperial Stout. Yeah, this one, I don't know if that burning is like just the alcohol. It's not like super burning, but like to me, it's almost like a slight, as if they had put chili peppers in here or something. Obviously they didn't. Cocoa nibs, I guess that would account for like the fudgy, chocolatey note. Toasted almonds. Yeah, I don't really get nuttiness on here unless that's like the spiciness. And I will say like this doesn't taste, despite the name, and I don't think like they're going for like a literal pastry stout, like Southern Tier or some other crazy brewery. But yeah, this doesn't. If you told me this is supposed to taste like biscotti, that would never occur to me. Yeah, this one's like it's like chocolate covered. It's like chocolate covered cherry. I think is probably the best descriptor. Yeah, it's really really sweet, obviously from like all that malt in there. And yeah, it has like this almost kind of vanilla flavor. I guess that would be from the bourbon barrels because you tend to get that because usually like when you get to actually make chocolate, you take the cocoa nibs plus vanilla. That's how you get like your chocolate candy. But actual cocoa nibs are just like a spice. And this one is like very chocolatey, like I said, very fudgy. So it's like they have the cocoa nibs and then combine that with the natural vanilla that you get from the bourbon barrel. And the actual taste of bourbon, that's probably what's making it so chocolatey. Yeah. Chocolate covered cherry, especially black cherry. I think that's what I'm getting here. Oddly enough, I don't really get the licorice that much, or like it doesn't really stand out. Like it really stood out in the nose. I'm going to top this off here. Actually, I'm not even topping it off. But like the licorice or anise seed is kind of a background note. It's more of just like a spice, and I think a lot of the alcohol has a lot to do with that as well. It was one of the thickest thickest bourbon counties that I can recall. I mean, this is always a big-bodied beer, but this is like noticeably big body. It just feels like one of the thickest beers aside from a fruit smoothie that I've ever had. So yeah, I would call this like very full-bodied, and obviously carbonation's pretty low. The alcohol kind of comes in at the end to like dry everything out. I mean, I get a lingering warmth in the throat. So I'd say the aftertaste is definitely sweet and fairly long-lasting, but not cloying. Yeah, this one's really delicious. I'm surprised Richard didn't like this. I mean, maybe it just needs to age a year or 2 or 3. Yeah, this one's really good. I don't know if it's like the best variant I've ever had. It's definitely better than the Backyard Berries we did about a year ago, which was the inspiration to get this. And I was like, man, I did that as a short, and it occurred to me I haven't had a Bourbon County in a long time. Well, since Christmas, but yeah. So I'm gonna go pretty high on this one. I'm gonna give a solid 9.5 to the Bourbon County Biscotti Stout. The only reason I wouldn't give it a full 10 is like it just doesn't have like a biscotti taste to it, and like the nuttiness that's supposed to be in there, the almonds. I don't get any nuttiness on this at all. But otherwise, it's a delicious, chocolatey, rich imperial stout, but without going overboard or being ridiculously cloying or anything like that. So anyways, I'm rambling. If you watch all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for Chad's Beer Podcast. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.